All right, everyone. Welcome to Rhythm and Roads. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. We have a very special guest. We have recording artist Rae Lopez from San Antonio, and he has the hit cover single "Take on Me," which is that hit by
Yo,
Aha. So that's pretty cool. Welcome, Ray.
yo, what's up, Josh?
Welcome to Rhythm and Roads. It's a
I'm
pleasure.
excited.
I know it took I
Same.
know we've been rescheduling, but I'm glad today's the day to make it happen, to hear your story. So
Today's the lucky day. No, for real, yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so I wanted to get to the fact that you just recently moved to San Antonio, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, how's that going?
Dude, it's been interesting. So I used to live here. I went to college at UTSA
Oh, cool.
for my last 2 years of my bachelor's program. But I was a totally different person. And it's interesting. Like I feel like you know how people say like I did a 180 or whatever?
Yeah, right.
I feel like I did like a 360 because like I like went around like I took like the scenic route. Yeah, and then
Oh,
I'm
all right,
back.
cool.
And I wasn't even like fully myself when I was living here. And I had just did my first show ever in San Antonio. So like I was very like my music was very what's the word? I had been making music in my room for a while, but like the first time I ever performed was in 2018 at Paper Tiger in San Antonio.
Okay.
And it's not who I am like right now. So like it's cool to come back like more realized and more with like a better sense of direction.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it. It's like it's kind of like it feels like not like a second chance, but it feels like I kind of like left and I came back to like my old school. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. And so, what have you been doing lately in San Antonio?
Yo, well, besides working, I've been trying to like get familiar. Like I had kind of like, gotten a sense of like the scene in El Paso and I love the El Paso scene too. But I'm like, okay, well, I'm not there anymore. So I gotta recreate that here. So I've been just like networking, going out to the strip. There's like a gay strip here with a bunch of like gay bars. And there's like they call them open stages. And so it's like
Oh,
open mics.
yeah.
And yeah, so I'm performing and I'm the only one that's singing.
Really? The only one?
Yeah, like
That's
there's a
good
bunch
for
of drag
you.
queens. Yeah. Like it's definitely like it helps me like stick out a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I'm having fun. I feel like I feel like I kind of have like a good like I'm forming a good community at least right now it seems like it.
All right. Well, cool. I'm glad that things are working out for you out there in San Antonio. And then later on in the episode, if you want to share why you moved there, we can get to that.
Mhm.
But let's start with your story, man. Season one, episode one of
Yo,
Ray, of like what started you to want to, I guess, interest you to want to pursue being a singer, to go that route.
yo, that's so crazy. All right, season one, episode one, low budget. I was like, okay, how did I got started into music? So this is crazy. I feel like I don't want this to be such a long answer, but I grew up very like my dad's a minister. He
Okay.
was actually like one of the first chaplains in Border Patrol. He started
Oh,
that
wow.
program.
Okay.
Yeah, so we grew up going to church. They also raised, I'm a twin, so my brother and I like only Christian music, no like cable, no internet. So music to me for the longest time was just like praise and worship.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and I would get like glimpses, like, my cousins would play something or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um, but it wasn't until we went to public school, because we grew up in Christian private school till fifth grade. So fifth grade, we hit this public school, and everyone's like, "Oh, do you know like Eminem? Do you know Dr. Dre? Do you know Lil Wayne?" Like, and like that's like my brother got more into that world, but I was all
Yeah.
like Kesha, Katy Perry, Britney Spears,
Okay.
Rihanna,
Yeah.
like
Christina Aguilera.
yes, like the 2000 like tens like pop music was like my introduction to like cellular music
Okay.
or mainstream music.
Yeah.
And so anyway, yeah, and so at the time like social media was barely like kind of like becoming a thing. I remember like like MySpace was actually like I think on its last leg,
Mm.
and I was obsessed with Britney Spears. So like I I wanted to be like I knew I wanted to be like a pop star, but I wanted to be like Britney Spears, but like the guy version of it. And there wasn't no guy like okay, so like there's Justin Bieber, there's Austin Mahone, like the
Yeah.
Jonas Brothers. I'm like, I don't relate to these guys. Like, I don't know. And so then there's like this video that goes viral, and it's like this guy, like he's like saying like, "Leave Britney
Oh yeah, I
alone."
do remember that. Yeah,
Yes.
I
Okay,
do
Chris
remember that.
Crocker. Yes. So I was obsessed with Britney Spears, and so my cousin, one of my other cousins, knew that, and so we were always looking at that video and like just kind of like it was like laughing at it. Like this is when YouTube was like a different kind of animal too. So
Right.
anyway, yeah. And so then my cousin was like, "Yo, do you know who Jeffree Star is?" And I was like, "No, who's that?" And so he shows me like Jeffree Star's music video to Beauty Killer, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And it was like in that moment, I felt like I finally saw like I was like, okay, that's where I want to go. Like this is like I didn't know you can do this. Like he was a guy, but he looked like a girl, and he wasn't trying to be a girl. Like he was just being himself. And that's what I related to because throughout my life I would struggle like before even like the gay thing, like before that was even a thing, it
Mhm.
was like I wanted to be like a girl, but like not I realized later I just liked doing what girls like to do. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a like not like a tomboy, but like a tomgirl. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I saw that and I was like, okay, cool. And I was always interested in like makeup and fashion, and I wanted to go to school for fashion design.
Oh
My
wow.
family, yeah, my family was like, no, you'd be a doctor or a lawyer. So I ended up getting my degree in psychology and I minored in criminal justice.
Oh, you did.
But
Okay.
I did. But so anyway, like Jeffree Star's song Beauty Killer was like the gateway into like the MySpace scene. So it was like Blood on the Dance Floor, Kesha, Dev, The
Mhm.
Millionaires, like this unique kind of it's called The Scene, and it led me into like Warped Tour, like emo kids, and that's more my realm. Is like very punk, very still like pop, but it introduced me to like The Killers,
Oh yeah.
Rita Carolina.
Yeah.
Like it just like opened me to that world.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where I would say like that's how it started. From Britney Spears to Jeffree Star to like just like now it's like Post Malone, RuPaul, Kim Petras, Katy Perry, Demi Lovato.
Okay. I do want to ask Jeffree Star, was he the one that was like leave Britney alone?
No, so they were actually friends, totally different
Oh.
people.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I was just a little confused there. So with that guy who said leave Britney alone, that inspired you to pursue like being in love with Britney Spears or what was that?
So my older cousin, like he knew, like he would. So me and my other one of my other older cousins, like she's now trans, but me and her back in the day when we were just little boys, like would play with makeup, play with girl clothes, and her older brother like knew, and so Chris Crocker, which is the Leave Britney Alone guy, was like
Oh, okay.
you can say like a cross dresser, like I don't know, these terms are like whatever, right? But he used to do these videos where he would turn himself into like a girl, but he would be this like super guy, like this guy, and then turn feminine.
Oh,
And
I
I
see.
was always, yeah. So my cousin was like, if you think that's cool, like you need to check this person out. And then he showed me
Oh, I see.
Jeffree
I see.
Star.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, back in the early 2000s and around that time, great artists, pop artists, man.
dude.
Remember, wasn't it Lily Allen? Is it Lily Allen?
Oh yes. And then Nelly Furtado,
Yes, yes.
dude.
Those are they're good artists too, man. I'm like, like it's
I
very
feel,
funny how you recognize Stephen Curtis Chapman. I haven't
yeah,
even played him in a while, man. I just came across that album and I was like, oh, this is a pretty good album. Like this album was like 1999, you know?
yes,
But yeah,
yeah,
you're like, oh, I haven't heard him in forever. I was like, oh, you know Steven? Oh, cool, dude.
dude. Jeremy Camp, DC Talk, Toby Mac, like
Oh, DC Talk, bro.
Newsboys,
DC
dude.
Talk.
Wait, don't tell me his name. I love and I was just talking about them. Toby Mac, uh my what's
Well,
that
there's the
guy?
Newsboys.
Yes, what's his name? Mike or
Oh, Michael Tate.
Michael Tate. And then there was the other one in DC Talk, Kevin
Oh,
or
Kevin Max. Kevin Max. There's
I
Toby Mac, Kevin
love
Max, and then Michael Tate. Yeah.
Kevin Max was my favorite in DC Talk.
Oh, because of his voice, right? His unique, yeah, sound.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Kevin Max is cool. No, yeah, man. I mean, one of my favorites is Newsboys for sure. Like the original back when.
with Peter.
But Peter, dude, Peter was like, dude, I don't know why he left. I'm like, why did you leave the band, bro? Like you're the voice.
Dude, so many, honestly,
Oh,
Audio Adrenaline. Do you know Audio
oh yes,
Adrenaline?
of course, audio adrenaline. Yeah.
That was my first show. And it was like one of the last shows because his voice was giving out. Dude, there's some amazing voices in
Oh
Christian, like
yeah.
rock music.
Yeah, yeah. Well, audio adrenaline, apparently I guess the original singer, he lost his voice where he couldn't sing anymore, so he had to step back. I think his
Yeah,
name
that
was
was sad.
Matt something, but
I
anyway,
love
yeah, that's cool, man. You know all these artists that are too in that genre. Yeah, but
yeah.
Newsboys has definitely been my all-time favorite. So that's why. And then recently, Michael Tate from DC Talk, he was with Newsboys for like 15 years. I don't know if you knew
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, it was like a big deal like when it first happened.
Yeah. Well, now he actually, I think 2 months ago or 3 months ago, he left the band.
I
Michael
didn't
Tate.
know that.
Yeah, Michael Tate left. He wrote a letter to the fans and said, "I'm going to step down, pursuing some other stuff." And so they have some guy named Adam McGee. He was already with the band with Michael on there. He's not original Newsboys. They brought him on maybe like a year ago, but now he's the
Mhm.
one that stepped up to be kind of like the front man. But it
Mm.
just doesn't sound the same, bro. I'm like, you know what?
Aw.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Newsboys all day, so
It was never the same after Peter though, but yeah.
yeah. After Peter, I just like no. And then it's funny because you look at the comments, right, to see what people are reacting, saying. And they're like,
Mhm.
no one can sing like that. That's Peter. That's like Peter's song. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, no one can really
Yo,
match that like as much. You know, and I feel bad because it's like, well, that's not their fault that Peter doesn't want to come on. It's like,
wait, it's so
huh?
yeah. Oh no, I was gonna say I hear you, and I was gonna also say to bounce off of that. I used to be so afraid to do like covers and like karaoke because exactly that. Like it's so easy to compare to the
Oh,
original.
right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But like what I've been doing lately is like more like what I would call like reinventions or reinventions. But like I kind of turn it more into like my kind of vibe. So there's a little bit. It's like not a true cover, but it's like inspired. Like you kind of you know what I'm trying to say.
By the original. Yeah. Which
Mhm.
you want to go ahead and talk about the Take on Me by Aha?
Let's. I'm so down. I'm so down. All right, one of my all-time favorite songs, like for so many reasons. One, it's like I feel like it just defines like an era, and it's like you hear it, you think 80s, like the music video is iconic,
Mm.
like everything about it is like pure like pop perfection.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, it's like a guy, and like it's like a male singing a song that's very like I don't want to say feminine in nature, but it's just not so rough. It's not so masculine. It has
Yeah.
like a soft, like vulnerable, like kind of energy to it, you
Yeah.
know?
It does.
And one of my friends from high school, his name is Matthew, he was like, he's like, that song always reminds me of you. And I don't know, I love comments like that. Like I'm more of like a like I'm very sentimental. So like I'll hoard like notes, like letters, like little like memorabilia, like so stuff like that. Like a comment like that is something that's forever gonna stay in my head. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I love that song. And it kind of became like an anthem. And so when I moved to El Paso, which honestly the both times I moved like in El Paso and San Antonio like have been under like extraneous like circumstances, like
Oh,
totally like yeah, like totally out of my like I don't like what I want to say like against my will kind of I would say. But I've noticed like in my life, I say God, like the universe has always like shoved me because I'm so stubborn. Like I'm, you know what I mean? And it literally like God literally has to push me into like the situations because I can think I know what I want, but we really don't. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But so I ended up in El Paso, and that song was like an anthem, and it was also like you know how people like if you're trying to lose weight or something, you put like a t you buy like a smaller t-shirt and you want to you hang it and you want to like I'm
Yeah.
gonna fit into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that was kind of like that song for me. Like I was like I want to hit that note. Like I want to sing that song. And so like from 2020 to now, like just really been working on that song. And I know that sounds crazy, but like
Wait for
not I'm
five
not
years?
yeah I wouldn't say like for 5 years because I'm not like working on it every day, but it was
Oh,
something I would revisit.
okay. Okay.
And finally, like in 2020. 23, I collabed with this guy named Latino Shred, who's also from El Paso. And we
Okay.
were gonna work on a project. Things just happened and didn't work out, but we did we got to do two songs and there was two covers, Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac and Take On Me. And so by that point, I had finally been able to like hit the note, like not, now I can hit it, I think more easily and more freely, but back then it was like, okay, I can hit it if I like drink enough water, if I warm up, you know what I mean? But so anyway, like that song is also like an anthem for me. And it's like, yeah, like take me on, like
Yeah.
try me. Like I'm down, like I'm down to lose, I'm down to win, like I'm here for the experience.
Yeah. So we're so you said take me on or take on me?
It's both.
Oh, okay. I mean, but it's the same song that you were just covering, right?
Oh yeah, well the song's called Take On Me.
Take on me, right? Okay.
But the lyrics he says, take on me, and he says, wait, take me on, like he kind of flips it.
Oh, he does. Okay. I never noticed that. I
Hmm.
know he says take me home, right?
No,
He doesn't say
he's
that at all?
no.
I thought he says like when it high pitches, he's like something about home. I'll be home or something.
Oh, I'll be I'll be gone
Oh,
in
I'll
a
be
day or two.
gone. Okay. Some people were
Mhm.
like, is he saying home or gone? I was like, like yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but I'll be home, but I'll be gone.
Yeah. Dude, and also like so many like of my favorite
Oh
lyrics
my
are in that
God.
song.
That's funny.
Yeah. Like one of
So
my favorite oh, what's up?
go ahead. Go ahead.
This is really quick because I can't get over that song. Just one last thing about that song. My favorite line
Uh,
is like, it's no better to be safe than sorry. And I feel like that's sort of like a mantra that I follow. And
mm,
so that song is like just a lot of many things to me.
kind of like it's better to try than have regret of
Yes.
not trying.
Hmm.
Okay. That's actually a good slogan.
Hmm.
Actually, I do remember you saying that towards the end of the song. Don't you say that?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's a nice way of ending the song.
Hmm.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
It's no better to be safe than
Oh, it's no
sorry.
better to be safe than sorry. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Hmm.
So so did you do a music video on this or?
We did. And dude, I had terrible luck. Oh my God, yo. Not terrible luck, but like experiences like with music videos. Like my first, of course, right? They're my first music videos too. So I'm trying to find,
Okay.
you know, a good producer, a good director, cinematographer.
Yeah.
And so anyway, like we did do a music video to it, but here's what I don't like about like all of this. Okay. So we actually, me and Carlos or Latino Shred, re-released two versions of our Take On Me cover. So I don't know if people pay attention or not, but there's Take On Me and then there's Take On Me 2.0 that we released. And the 2.0 is my mix and master because I also engineer my own stuff.
Oh,
Now I'm
really?
kind of like I do, yeah. And so now I'm like in this place where I'm starting to kind of be more comfortable with letting other people like play with my voice
Yeah.
and like what they see fit. But so Carlos did the first mix and master, and he was so like, dude, we were like, talk about true collaboration. Like, it was, I felt like we were like dating, but like in like a creative way. Cause I'm like, no, your guitar's too loud, your voice is too loud. Like, we're just like trying to like
Yeah.
get the mix. He wants to hear himself, I want to hear myself. Like, you know what I mean? Yo, but so he puts out his mix, and I hate it. Like, okay, I just didn't like his mix and master because it just, I don't know. It even kind of sounds weird. I think he like kind of like pitch corrected or auto tuned it like a little too much. So it sounds like to me like more robotic than I would prefer. And so for the music video, that's the version on YouTube that we did a music video for, and it was very like I wanted to pay homage to the original, which is like the iconic classic like
Yeah.
sketching,
Yeah.
and that reminds me a lot of like me and like how I see myself and my art, which is another reason why I like that song because I feel um like my music is me and like I play me in my music, but I definitely like stretch it, I exaggerate it, I add some sprinkles, like it's a character, like I'm
Yeah.
creating like a universe, I'm trying to tell a
Yeah.
story. And every song's different. So anyway, so in that one, I love it because like when I put on makeup, it's like I'm not necessarily drawing. Well, so that's another thing. My first love when it comes to like create the creative arts was actually drawing. I love to draw. I actually can do like realism, but I don't really share that side of me too much. I just focus more on the makeup. But I love drawing. I love pastels. I love painting. I love drawing with pens and markers. Like just I always was just like sketching growing up. So anyway, when I do makeup, it's kind of like it reminds me of like that a little bit. Like it's kind of like bringing how I see myself to light, to the forefront. And it's definitely like this like feminine meets masculine vibe. But so anyway, we pay homage to that in the music video. You see that, and I play on the words like "take on me," "take me on," like kind of like taking on, taking off, like my male energy and my feminine energy, and then I merge it. So you can see like in the music video, like these scenes, and like when I'm in my boy mode, there's like blue lights, and when I'm in my girl mode, there's pink lights, and when I'm both androgynous, there's purple lights,
Yeah.
kind of like mixing pink and blue. And so like anyway, like I definitely want to do another music video for that song, to the 2.0 version, and a little bit more true to like the original music video. But when the time comes, I'm not in a rush to like do it yet.
Did I listen to the 2.0 version or the one you sent me? Was it the original?
I sent you the 2.0.
Oh, you did? Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I actually liked it. It's good. Yeah. But I
Thank
haven't
you.
the original, so like can't compare it.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah,
I don't need to hear the original if that's your best of the 2.0.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So is that what other songs do you have that you either covered or do you have your own original?
Yeah, so so it's so funny, man. Like when we met at that studio,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I remember like telling, and I was like, I was like, I hope he doesn't think I'm like, because you know how it is. Like we meet these people here, and like everyone's there's some people in the scene that like they're not shady, but they're presenting like an image or a certain side of them, or they're trying to create like like I see people buying likes and views, and I'm
Oh.
not, and people buying the blue check mark, like like they're trying to like and there's nothing wrong with that. No, I get it, like what I'm saying, but I feel like it's like we walk this line of smoke and mirrors, and so when we met,
Yeah.
um, I wasn't working. I had actually lost my job, and I wasn't working. I hadn't been able to get a job for like well, it took 7 months, and then it took me leaving El Paso to come over here and get a job and this and that.
Wow.
But so, yeah. And so my music, I wasn't able to pay for my distributor. So all my music was in the process of getting taken down, like deleted.
Oh
And
wow.
so when we met, I was like, I think I still have some songs on Spotify or Apple. But so anyway, yeah, I have singles. I have mostly singles. I have released two covers. I am in the process of like releasing a few projects right now. One of them is like a cover project. I'm taking my time with it. I have like a name for it. I have like a really cool idea that I want to do with it and other things in the future with that stuff. But yeah, covers, I love playing with covers because to me it's kind of like I feel like I grow and learn a lot about me as an artist when I do covers. And I also learn more like when it comes to singing and writing lyrics and like producing vocally and like even like I guess like yeah, like I get to step into someone else's mind when I do a cover. And so I love that. And I also get to share like pieces of me. Like, okay, Ray listens to The Cure. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can kind of see a little bit more of like what I'm into.
Let
And so
me
then
ask
my
you, do you like Duran Duran?
oh my God, like hungry like a wolf or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Hey, okay, I don't actually sing like this. I'm just being yo. But yeah, hungry like a wolf. Yeah.
No, sing it again.
Do it. It's because I didn't warm. Oh, my voice is a little dry and shot.
I was like, cool, we're
Um,
gonna get you to sing on your
I know, right? Let me
anyway, I'm just
drink some
playing.
water.
But yeah, Hungry Like a I like Duran Duran a lot. I feel like that's my so have you ever wanted to do a cover on them?
Oh, you know what? I definitely want to do a lot of 80s. I love the 80s. I don't know what it is about
Same.
the
I love 80s,
80s.
dude.
Right? It's like okay, the 80s and the 2010s. I feel
Oh
like are
yeah.
my favorite.
80s, 90s, 2000s.
Wait, you're right. 2000 90s. I need to get more like 90s rap. I'm into 90s
Well,
rap.
90s rap some, but I'm more on the pop on the 90s.
Okay. What's like a 90s like pop hit?
Like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
Oh,
Justin
Britney
Timberlake's
Spears.
own stuff. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, maybe some female pop artists that came out in the 90s that like Nelly Furtado. I think she was
You're
late
right.
90s, yeah. So,
Right, right,
but
right.
80s is definitely my jam because of the electronic sound, the synthesizers like Depeche Mode, Pet Shop
Mhm.
Boys, NXS, Erasure. I love Erasure, dude. I
Ooh.
remember Erasure?
I think that I have one of their songs. Uh I can't remember. But yeah, I've heard the name for sure.
Yeah, Erasure is definitely oh, dude. Yeah.
Did you not in like in a cool way? Did you grow up in the 80s?
I wish.
No? Oh,
Dude, I so wish I grew up in the 80s. No, I was
me too.
born in 87.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
so
dad,
okay, what?
87. My dad's born 68, so he grew up in the 80s.
Okay.
I would say that was kind of
I was
high.
born in 87, so I'm 37 right now.
Oh, dude, I'm 27
No, wow, 10 years apart, huh?
years apart.
No, yeah, so but then my family brought me up in the 80s. So my cousin, he's older than me, he's 49, but
Mm,
in early 2000s and all that, when I was growing up, in the 90s and so on. My cousin would play a lot of Depeche Mode, Duran Duran. My uncle, very big on Duran Duran, Pet Shop Boys. So a lot of my family listens to a lot of 80s. And so that's
mm.
how I got my interests into Duran and NXS, Erasure, and all that, Depeche Mode because of my family. So
Awesome.
yeah,
I can kind of say that my uncle, my dad, but also, have you been to Club 101?
it's been a while, but I have been there.
Okay, you're right. I've heard that there's been different locations throughout its time in El Paso. But towards my last like few months living there, I started to go there because they would have retro nights.
No, okay.
Such a vibe. And all 80s, like of course, right?
Well,
So
next time
yeah.
you come to El Paso, you should go to Funk Myers on Lee Trevino. Dude,
Oh,
that
I've been
place,
there.
you've been there, dude. That's my spot, bro. I mean,
Really?
they play all 80s, 90s, and they have the music videos of the 80s and 90s. Bro, I'm like,
With
oh,
the dance floor in the back.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know what
There's
you
the
mean.
dance stage on like kind of elevated, and they have those TV screens all around playing the music videos. They have the
And like a
arcade.
little, yes. Okay.
Yeah, that spot is so cool. Yeah, because I mean, it's all 80s and 90s jams. So, and
And it
it's a big,
actually,
it's like hip hop, some 80s, like retro and all that.
and it gets packed too, low key.
Oh yeah, it can get packed. There's times that like Friday's not too packed, but if it's Saturday, yeah, it can get packed. But that's another cool spot. So my cousin, he knows the owner there, so sometimes him and I like to. He's best friends with the owner, so he'll be, hey, let's go to Funk Mars. I'm like, all right, I just sit there and enjoy a cold one and listen to all the great hits, man.
I love that. What's your drink of choice at Funk Myers?
Uh, well, they don't really have my favorite beers, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I have to go with it. But it sucks, bro. I'm like, can you guys just get this beer, please? Like, as much as I come here,
What are you into? Like,
but
what
I
kind of
like
beer?
Coors Banquet. Coors Banquet is,
Okay.
and then there's let's see what else. Oh, Santa Fe, be- uh, Santa Fe 7K beer. So the brewing company Santa Fe.
Mm.
They have an IPA called 7K. Oh my God. Like
Oh,
When I go to Love Buzz, you've been to Love
mhm.
Buzz, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so when I go there, they have that. Oh, just keep it coming. Yeah, it's like no, I can't because 7K is pretty strong. IPAs are strong, so I think I can only have like two and I'm good.
Dude, one of my hangout spots besides Love Bugs too was Tin Man.
Oh yeah, Tim man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love Hop.
I actually
Hop
was
and
there last
Moon.
night.
Oh no way.
Yeah, I'm George
I'm
Dieter.
I'm picking it up. Yeah, right by fucking Wendy's.
Yeah, right across from Wendy's. Yeah, I was there last night.
Yo, that was my spot. I used to be one of my spots.
Oh, really? All right, cool, cool. Now they do have a hazy IPA there at Tim Man. It's pretty good. Um, so yeah, those kind of beers I like.
Damn.
But when it comes to IPA, I can only drink maybe like two because after that it starts to hit you pretty bad. And so knowing I'm driving,
Oh, dude, no, don't even get me started on that. Yeah, drinking and driving, don't do it.
When I'm
I've learned it
driving,
the
I'm
hard
like, all
way.
right, two guys, that's it.
Yeah, and you're right. They catch up pretty quick too. But that's
Yeah,
what I like
they
about it.
do.
Yeah.
And wine. I'm a huge
Oh.
wine drinker. I love wine, and that can like when I went to the Lavinia Spring Festival, which was last month.
Mhm.
Yeah, bro. You just two glasses and you're already like, oh, what's that creeping up on me?
I'm the same way. I don't like beer is cool, like to socialize and stuff. But if I'm at the club, like I'm there to dance. Definitely want to get the edge off. So I'm gonna either get like a shot, a mixed drink, or I like wine if I'm trying to be social.
Yeah, I mean, wine's more like if you went to a nice luxury lounge, maybe, a setting. I wouldn't see that like I'm not gonna have a wine glass at Funk Mile.
That's
It
true.
just kind of like throws it off. Like
Yeah, that's a different vibe. That's not
I
the
don't have
vibe,
a
bro.
glass of wine and everyone's with beer bottles. They're like, what does he think he is? Is that a winery?
Dude, know your audience. You're so right.
Ah, dude. But if I went to like let's say 1922, or if I went to some lounge in downtown El Paso and they have wine bottles that you could see, but they have a mix of beer. You're like, of course, I'm gonna choose which one, and I'll be fine drinking a wine because I'm at a nice. I guess you gotta fill it out, right? You fill out where you're at, like the setting and all that. Anyway, so you like wine and beer. What's your beers that you like, or
Ooh, so if I have to drink a beer, I'm definitely gonna do like a Shiner. Yeah, I love a Shiner. I love an IPA. I go hoppy if I do
you like
IPA. Maybe
IPA?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can't think of the names right now, but like there's Sky LEM or something like that, like HEB or Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I love like hoppy citrus kind of vibes.
Yeah,
And
same.
yeah, I love beer, but it's just I feel like it takes forever for it to get the job done, and then you get bloated, and then you're having to use the restroom like every 10 minutes. I don't want to do that. You know what I
Right? You're just
mean?
like, it's too much work, man. Just get me feeling good already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can be impatient sometimes.
That's funny. Oh, so I can see why you're just like, yeah, just give me the shot. Just give me tequila or vodka. Let's just get it on. Just get it
Yeah,
over with.
cut to the chase.
I know.
For real.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I like that. All right. So, what about any shows coming up? Is there any shows in San Antonio? You're gonna be.
Yo, okay, so I feel like not yet. Definitely that's on the vision board. I want to get that out. I want to do that. I want to have a show, but I feel like I'm paying my dues and like I'm trying to just kind of introduce myself and slowly, like
Make your
I've
way.
been, yeah, and I'm not, I've learned, okay, so like first impressions are like so important. Like, you know what I mean? And I've learned that, I mean, I feel like in so many different ways, but especially like when it comes to music in El Paso, like I feel like, okay, like I have another chance to get like a really good first impression. And I have like my identity is like stronger, more secure. So anyway, like yeah, I do want to do more shows. I've been checking out venues, been trying to find like where I can kind of see myself performing.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do Paper Tiger again. I feel like that's like an iconic. It used to be called the White Rabbit, but now it's called Paper Tiger. There's some other like kind of like punk bar that I saw,
Oh,
but
that's cool. A punk bar.
yeah, I can see myself more in that realm. Kind
Yeah.
of yeah. Like I don't know. Eventually, I would love to like. I just feel like yeah. So anyway, right now though, I'm at the gay strip, which is cool, but it's unique because I feel like I get asked more questions there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even in El Paso, like I really didn't perform that much at the gay bars. I was more like with the other. I only performed a little bit. I've only performed like now I'm at like 16, like show or set number 16, 17. So I
Oh,
have like a lot more reps I got to do. But yeah, when I'm at the gay, there's nothing wrong with it too, and I love it. And I appreciate it because I see where it's coming from. But people are always asking me like, "Are you a drag queen or are you like what are you? Like are you you know what I'm trying to say?" And I'm
what are
like,
you?
"Yeah." And I'm like, and nothing wrong. I'm cool with whatever, but
Yeah.
I do kind of feel like what's the word? Because it's a bunch of drag queens. You know
Oh,
what I mean? And they're lip syncing, and then and then I go and I'm singing my song, and then people are like trying to tell me like, oh, like what's you should do drag, like, and you should go by this name, and I'm like, what? No, like I already know like what I'm doing, like what do you know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, yeah.
Like, and so anyway, like to answer your question, no, I'm just doing open mics right now.
Open mics. Okay, that's cool.
Mhm.
All right. So before we close on this episode, getting to know Ray on the personal side, and what's your favorite music artists that are out there since you've grown, from being a child to where you're at? Like the ones that you looked up to.
Oh, okay. The first one that comes to mind is Katy Perry
Really?
because yes,
Why Katie?
and I relate to her in the level of how she grew up Christian, starting out making Christian music,
Oh, I
going
didn't
by
know that. I didn't know that she started creating Christian music.
yeah, and yes, and her inspiration was Amy Grant.
Was it? Oh my God. Are you
Hmm.
like friends with her? She told you this or what?
No, I just dude I watch a bunch of interviews like of like my
Oh,
yeah. I'm a super
okay.
fan. I love
Oh
pop
wow.
culture. Well,
That's
for the people that
interesting. Amy Grant, huh? Wow.
yeah. And so Katy Perry, her real name is Catherine Hudson.
Oh, okay.
And so, I relate to that because she goes by, Catherine, Katie, and then she Perry, right? My like real name, government name is Israel.
Well, your name is
Israel.
Israel?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, legally.
Well, yeah,
Like,
legally, right.
but I go by Ray, which is also in the spelling. Like it's already in the middle of my name.
Oh, it
Because I
is.
never liked, yeah, and I never
Oh,
liked
yeah, that's true.
Izzy. Yeah, Izzy was just like, I don't know. I never really fucked with Izzy. I mean, it was cute, but I feel like Ray was like, oh yeah, Ray. Like that's more on the nose with that one. But so Katy Perry,
Yeah.
Demi Lovato, Adam Lambert.
Oh, Adam Lambert's a great singer. Oh my God.
Oh my God, incredible! Like that's like him, Demi Lovato. I would love to one day like be vocally like, but that's just years of like, just what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, are you trying to like do some, I guess, have a music coach and how to get to that point?
Okay, so cool that you say that. I did have a vocal coach in El Paso with Soundstage 9.
Oh, okay.
Um, I signed up with a year contract. It was cool. My voice actually did improve a lot. Um, my coach was younger than me though. He was a year younger than me,
Oh, really?
which nothing wrong with that. It was
Oh
actually
no.
yeah, it was fun. But he even played like guitar for me for a few of my last shows and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, Very sweet guy. Yeah, his name is Josh. So I definitely wanted to continue that here, but I also kind of realized like I walked away with a good toolbox
Hmm.
from there, and I feel like in maybe a year or so, like I'm down to get a vocal coach again because right now there's other financial goals I'm trying to achieve
Okay.
before I can kind of, what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not in the budget, but I would love to. But you too, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually, real quick, and then you can continue on your interest. I'm taking some lessons right now on singing.
Oh, mhm.
My voice is more like NXS kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, you know NXS, right? Some of their songs.
What's like their biggest hit?
I Need You Tonight.
Okay, okay. Mhm.
Yeah. So the I hired a vocal coach that's apparently pretty busy. She's pretty busy here in El Paso. She works with a lot of people and just like wow. So
Is
anyway,
it
but
Christine?
no, her name is Amy.
Okay, Amy.
Yeah. I forgot her last name, but anyway, so I asked her, I was like, I don't like I've always wanted to do a single, right? That's like one of my
Mm.
bucket lists is to do one song just because my dad's a singer, my brother's a singer, they're musicians, songwriters, all that. I'm a drummer as well. I play drums. But
Mm.
I'm like, would it be cool just to do like one single? But that's where I'm at right now because I have some new stuff that just came up that I might have to really be focused on 100 like hardcore focused on. And I'm just gonna
Mm.
be like, I have to put this on hold. Maybe, you know.
Wait, I love that. Wait, that's actually so cool. No, for real.
I
I
mean,
think
I
also.
know for me it's like why would like I don't know because I've never I like to sing, but when I asked her because we sat one time right at Starbucks and we were getting when we first talked about the idea and so I asked her like, do you even have something like do you know because of your the way you're a professional, do you see anything of like I
Mm,
have some potential at least like something that way I'm not wasting my time? And so she's like, well, let me hear you sing this song by NXS. So I did my part the best I could, right? I'm not. And she's like, no, you do have some. Like I hear
mm.
that deep kind of yeah. There's just that part there that I'm like, yeah, it's there, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I don't know. Let's see what the future. I even
No,
thought
I'm excited.
I even thought about doing a music video once the song's done and all
You
that.
need to. No, you're gonna have to. If you're gonna do one single, you gotta go all out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I even told her well, I want to do a music video on this song, and then she's like, yeah, let's do it. And like I already know a lot of filmmakers, and so I'm like.
Mhm.
But I don't know, man. Let's see what happens. Sometimes I get discouraged because when I'm in the session with her and she's like, "Okay, do this," and then I do it, I'm like, "Ooh, that sounds like me," you know. But it's just
Mm.
like, but that's part of the growth, right? You have to make yourself uncomfortable to get to where you need to go, and so I'm just like, oh, okay,
You do. And you know what's so crazy? There to me, there's also like a spirituality element to singing.
yeah.
And it's kind of like you're right. Like you have to be vulnerable and you have to kind of like you have to accept your voice. You know what I mean?
Except your what?
Accept your voice.
Oh, right, right, yeah.
Like I remember when I first started singing, I was like, "Oh my God, I want to sound like this person. I want to sing like this." And then finally one day it clicked, and it was like, "Bitch, I want to sound like me. Like I want to just like you know what I'm saying." But like
I love
it kind of
that,
like
bitch. I want to sound like me.
yeah, like I realized
Oh
one
my
day, like, what are
God, that's
you
funny.
doing? But yeah, it's weird. It's like you hear, especially when you do recordings, like no one likes to hear themselves initially, right, at first.
Well,
But
right.
then
You're like, oh.
that's me. Yeah, like an ego death. Like, oh
The
my God.
Eagle Judge, like, oh, right.
Yeah, I love it. Like hearing you, it makes me want to talk like this too.
Wait,
Like
what?
hearing you makes me want to talk like this too.
Oh my.
You have like such a rich voice.
Oh, well,
It's
thanks,
cool.
man.
Very
When
cool.
it comes to singing, I'm like, I don't know. But I'm not, look, I feel like we all should try something, right? I feel like that's why with Rhythm and Roads, it's take that chance, take that risk, get out of your comfort zone, get uncomfortable, do one thing that scares you. That's not gonna hurt you, but just do something that's gonna just be like, why not? I have nothing to lose, right? Like if it works out, great. If it doesn't, I just okay, back to square one. Like, but if it does work out, you just went to a different level, right? And you got experience from if it doesn't work out, at least you got experience to help you grow to what you can change and develop to like, okay, I tried it, didn't work out. Let me try this. Oh, that worked out.
Mhm.
Or if you tried it the first time and it works out, there you go. Works out for you. And now you're at a different level. But that's the thing is we don't a lot of us think we have so much time because we're young and we and all that. But the thing is, it's
Mhm.
like, God really there's a time frame of what we're here on earth and we don't know the next day, right? I mean, that's why he says,
Mhm.
live for today, don't worry about tomorrow. Because today,
Mhm.
let's focus and give our 100% today and not
Mhm.
worry about the future yet, because today we're alive.
Yes. So crazy that you say that because me and my friend were talking yesterday and we kept talking about just how we kind of keep getting like this little, we keep hearing a lot of stuff around the ideas and concepts of gratitude and being present, like staying present.
Yeah.
And that's so true because, especially like, yes, what you said, like we think we're young and we take all our youth for granted. Like there's like a song that says, all the youth is wasted on the young. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad I heard that at age 21 because it just made me like really look at, I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm young. Like anyway, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's also like I feel like when it comes to social media and like being an artist today, like I feel like you just have to be, and I hate the pressure I feel like, do you know what I mean? Like, I have to be posting something like, I feel like I have to at least like every day. And I gotta make sure that, I don't know, it's just like, it can be like overwhelming. And I feel like I used to operate a little bit more from that mindset. in the past, and now I'm kind of just like I'm like, okay, well, let me work with this because I also feel like, you know, it's so funny, like that song Pretty Boy, like it was 2 years old, but like I did a music video for it. And so everyone thought it was like a new song. Like it was already out. Like it was funny.
Wait, who
And
sings Pretty
like
Boy?
me.
Oh, you do. Oh, I thought you said it was from.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. No, no, but everyone thought it was like a newer song I had made, but I had released it 2 years ago. But when I released the music video for it, it was 2 years later, and like we filmed
Oh,
it 2 years later.
I see.
So it brought like some new life into it. But it was weird because like I felt like it also like shifted. This was like a moment when I realized like, oh, people have a hard time like differentiating me, like actually me, and then like when I'm like in like my artist mode. Like there's definitely like if you want to say personas, like there's I'm amplifying a part of my personality a little bit more. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess maybe personality is like a way to say it. I don't know. But so anyway, like what I'm trying to do more now is like, and my brother, he's like, you just need to like, he's like, what you can film anything. Like you can film you cooking and post it and people will watch it. Like just you
Sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, just film what you're doing and post it. And so that's what I'm trying to do. So like
You could
so,
film
so
yourself, you could film yourself changing out the toilet paper roll, and people would watch that.
yes, after using the toilet
Well,
paper
of
roll.
course,
No,
yes, but let's just say, oh, look, it's out. Let me change it. Million views right there.
dude, for real. No, for real. And I I want to utilize like the like more of the daily stuff because I want people to actually kind of see more like me. Because like outside of like the art and stuff, like I work at a mental hospital, like I deal with psychiatric patients and like that population. And
That's where you're at right now. That's what you do right now.
yeah, I work
Oh, man.
as a tech, yeah. And then before, like I was a caseworker, and then I was an investigator for a year at CPS. Like I
Wow.
was working with the police department for a few months, and that didn't work out. But like, so yeah, I've had really interesting jobs, and so like
Oh, very
but
interesting.
yeah, and I would go to work as like Ray, like makeup on, off, like whatever I was feeling that day, and yeah, like I guess even so, what I'm trying to kind of I guess like wrap that final thought right there is like learning like one like who's your audience, like knowing your audience,
Mm.
what are people like gravitating towards, what are they engaging with the most, and then just being authentic. Like I don't know like why how I got to this thought right now. I'm telling you, I'm just like I just woke up a little while ago, but those are like maybe like some things that are like important to me right now is like finding like that sweet spot of like my artistry and my ego, and when I'm performing, like how much of it is actually me and how much of it is like more of like the it's weird. Like when I perform, I feel like Sonic. Like when he gets all those Chaos Emeralds, he like lights up and he turns into like this gold version of him. Like that's how I feel when I'm performing and when I'm doing my music. But when I'm not performing and stuff, there's definitely a different side of me. I'm a little more quiet and like observing, and I can be, I think, insecure, like for real. And I struggle with anxiety, honestly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but you wouldn't really tell, unless I said it, which I never know. But yeah, sometimes like for example, like I posted these new videos from last night,
Mhm.
and I was like, damn, that's me. Like, what the fuck? Like, like it's just like it's crazy, like what comes alive like on
Yeah.
stage.
You're like, what the fuck? You're like
Yeah,
not seeing
dude.
yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, for real. And then of course there's a little bit of look in there, but well, yeah.
Well, one thing I want to say is sometimes I struggle with it. Like, being raw in this episode is just, yeah, there's times where like I'm more like an introvert, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
after doing the podcast, I started to get out more to talk and have the confidence to talk to people. But
Mhm.
before that, I was very just to myself. I was just chill, just, had my own little circle and just because they were my close best friends. But I'm also like, I just, so when I go to big gatherings or events, sometimes I still feel that anxiety that creeps up of like, there's a lot of
Mm.
people and networking, you know what I mean? But the thing is, in the end, it's like, well, we're all just trying to get to know each other and what we do to better ourselves and help each other. You know what I mean? Like to grow, to help the community and so, yeah, it's just I feel like just know that, like you said, for your purpose of what you can bring, just use that of just saying, "Hey, my name is Ray. I'm an artist. What's your, I'd like to get to know you and your story. Well, what do you do? Just so for me, hi, I'm Joshua Jacob. I have my own podcast, Rhythm and Roads. Like to get to know you, see what you do, your story, and you know,
Yes. I hear you. And you're right. I think this like life is so interesting in that sense of like the connections you make in life and like the relationships and like it's really crazy like how just meeting one person can really change your life or bring or take away
yeah,
stuff, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Like yeah, and like when I got lucky, I guess. Because my cousin knew a girl who knew this videographer. And so we were gonna do my first ever music video. And through that videographer I met Bombay or like Joshua.
Oh yeah, Joshua Bombay.
Yeah, and he like introduced me to like the scene.
Oh,
Like yeah, so like that's like what I'm trying to say, like just like one connection. And then through that, like that person like I met all these other people and like these other musicians and like it's just like yeah, it's crazy like how it's crazy when you look back at how like a little seed like that can really like sprout.
bro, right. No, I agree.
Hmm.
Really. Just want to say thank you, Ray, for coming on Rhythm and Roads. Anything you want to add to give advice on that subject of like if those that are artists, those that are wanting to network, but how to go about it, even if they struggle with some anxiety, struggle with like, what would they think about me? You know what I mean?
Yes. Something that comes to mind, this guy I used to work with, he was cool. And one time uh we were at his so he worked in the fleet. So where I used to work, I could rent out a car to borrow.
Okay.
And so he was like in this warehouse, but he would let me do my notes after work there. Anyway, so one time he told me like, Ray, like just get comfortable. Like, get comfortable, take your shoes off, like and that's something that I apply in social settings now. Like, okay, let me get comfortable. Like, I'm gonna walk into the room and whatever, you could say rituals or like routines, like whatever works for you, right? So like find something that's gonna make you comfortable, like um and then maybe like even have like a Rolodex of like conversation starters, like maybe like what you said, my name is Josh, like I run this podcast, like having like not so much a script, but like a good foundation for conversation,
Hmm.
have like an intentions too. Like when I go someplace, I'm like, okay, what are my intentions? All right, I'm gonna make friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna find a drummer. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I walk in with like something like that. And usually it's like I wanna like last night, for example, I was like, I wanna make new friends. So that
Hmm.
was my intention. And it helps. It kind of subconsciously, I don't know what it does or however, but it helped me be more friendly, more social. And it worked. Like, you know what I mean?
Cool. Nice. Well, thank you for sharing that, Ray. So I definitely will use that on my next big event of just saying, hey, and I truly love meeting people. I feel like just getting to know them and hearing their story and what they do, you're like, wow, you did that? That's so cool, and just so much creativity out there of people that are very skilled in what they love doing, and it's awesome. So, I do if for them to follow you on social media, you want to put that on there just for them to follow you?
Oh yeah. So I had a little manic episode the other day and I had changed my name, but I changed it back because I was like, what am I doing? So my social media handle is RaeLopez. And that's on, I would say everything. If not, it's just Rae Lopez without the extra two Z's. And yeah, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm trying to do YouTube, but I feel like I don't know where YouTube's trying to do it with itself, but Instagram and TikTok is kind of where I'm at right now. And you can catch me on Bumble. Yeah. If we cross paths on Bumble.
All right. Well, thanks for the platforms. That's funny. Well, remember, guys, just always to do something that will help you with your skills and what you love doing. It's okay to fail because that's how you learn and that's how you grow. And it's not that you're bad at it. Doesn't mean that you cannot continue with it. Just means there's other alternatives. And so that's one thing about Rhythm and Roads is we like to just, let you know that, live the impossible, do something in your life that you are very wanting to try, wanting to pursue, try it out. You have nothing to lose. And if you try it out and it goes well, great. If it doesn't, you learn from it and then you continue on the other project or the other goal that you have and just see what happens. Because we all have a purpose here on earth and you have one as well. So,
Amen. I agree with that.
yeah. Well, it's such a pleasure, Ray. I'm glad we had this talk. We definitely went past 30 minutes and we had a great conversation.
We did. I'm sorry about that.
No, dude, it's like fine. No, yeah. I'm just saying sometimes people like to keep it at 30 and some are like, yeah, let's keep going. Cool. No, but I'm
Mhm.
glad. I mean, thank you for being a blessing to others, being the light of inspiration with your music and who you are. And just know that you just keep going. Just be that positive light that you are.
I appreciate you, Josh. Thank you too for having me on your platform.
No,
And I
no.
love hearing other people's stories and yours too. I'm excited to see your single one day.
Yes, thank you. We'll see it when that happens, but yeah, you never know. You never know what the future will hold. But and then guys, just remember to like and subscribe Rhythm and Roads. I would appreciate it. It would support the podcast and all my guest stories. Every story matters. Your story matters. So thank you for subscribing for future artists as well. But thank you again, Rae Lopez, for coming on Rhythm and Roads. And guys, we will catch you on the next episode.